It's 10:22 on the 9th of August, and this is my second upload for today. And it's just with the ongoing matter that I'm experiencing in my hometown that it's quite disturbing. It's a huge concern that I have with regard to adults in society that are just incessantly causing offence without addressing their shortcomings, weaknesses, and defects of character. And the issue of COVID and the principles that evolve around COVID and the matter of those principles and the foundation of that worldwide legislation, those foundations being disrespected is a huge concern for me. So since 2006, I've been a part of the Worldwide Fellowship of Narcotics Anonymous, and sanity and sobriety has been disrespected, and my anonymity has been disrespected by fellowship in this community. So it's a really sad sign of the times that not only my privacy and my confidentiality rights have been violated, but also my anonymity with the fellowship has been violated as well. So I've been obligated, due to the obstacles in society, to petition, I suppose, in certain respects with regard to the wrongdoings and offences I'm experiencing so inexcusably, so unforgivably, and so intolerably. In the language of the United Nations, as a humanitarian, it's quite impetuous that people that have some social standing would think that they're above the law, that they're in a position to offend me when it was my work that gave birth to COVID. That's been disrespected, and I'm so concerned about the mentality of these individuals that are offending me and risking the progress that I initiated. Now, they're individuals of creative intellectual theft. I'm aware of that, and I'm aware that there is continuous offence being caused. I live on my own. I'm treating a lot of medical negligence, and there are individuals that have been it's just so rude. People that wouldn't know a person speaking about matters that they aren't in a position to be speaking of, that they're not qualified to be discussing, and where they are defamatory. I'm really concerned about how they're disrespecting the field of psychiatry, psychotherapy, psychology, and sanity and sobriety. So, as I've mentioned, there have been intrusions, there's been trespass, and it's just a real sad sign of the times that in a modern day and age, the Hippocratic Oath has been disrespected and damaged. So this entire issue that I've been experiencing as a newly married mother since 2015 isn't, instilling much faith in the role of the family in a democracy as it should. The family unit is like a pillar cornerstone, as everyone knows, and that's been disrespected in County Kerry due to individuals that are evading since 2006 and fraudulently claiming since 2006, and that are defaming me since 2006. So I'm really concerned about the mentality of individuals that aren't respecting sanity and sobriety. 2006 is a while back now, and what I'm tolerating is pretty insane. It's quite repulsive. The issue of medical negligence has been dangerous, and the benefits from my spiritual purpose that has involved financial gain and financial exploitation, I have huge concerns about. So the government that's aware of this matter, that is aware of the changes that have come about in the legislation that are refuting, if that's what they're continuously intending on doing, then I really have concerns for the role of politics being disrespected as well. I think it sets a bad precedence for young people to witness bad politics. It's an awful thought that those in elected representative positions would disrespect any progress that has come about, or any development that has come about in any shape or form, be it negative or positive. There have been a lot of negatives and there have been prosperity aspects to this matter as well. While I'm being impoverished to suit and accommodate people that can't respect progress. So that tells me that these people aren't evolved. And I might sound impetuous to some people, but I'm qualified in my opinion, experientially and academically. And these individuals that are speaking out of place, out of turn, without experience or qualification, I'm concerned for the defamation they're responsible for, and I'm concerned for the government that are disrespecting me, and disrespecting my child and my farm holdings and my ancestry. So bad politics isn't really a good example to be setting to young people, and any men or women out there that are aware already of the casualties and the nature of ploy and tactic of women, unfortunately, that have, as I've mentioned in previous uploads, utilised their bodily integrity for purposes that aren't positive for the image of women in society. I'm so concerned. Medical negligence and the damages I've experienced, spiritual violence, that's really serious. And any women that would participate in exploitation willingly to accommodate or to attain, as a tactic of attainment, acquisition, or negotiation, that would use their bodies in that mode of disrespect, I'm concerned for you, and I'm concerned for the message it gives to other young women. Women's role in society, we know, is invaluable. We give birth, we maintain, sustain, etc. So there's a lot of problems being caused in this community, and the individuals that can't live up to their own standards, and that are espousing standards that they can't act or enact with their own conduct while offending my position, I'm concerned what that message gives to young people. The young people of the future are impressionable, but they're also of discernment. They're intelligent young people, and there are role models in society that are jeopardizing the future. Now, I'm an avatar, and my avatar qualifications are from my ancestry, and there are individuals that are, like, as I've mentioned before, treating this like a candy store scene. It's really sad, and they're not addressing the reality of their shortcomings, wrongdoings, or their amends, or their reparations, or their obligations. Now, as an avatar, I'm modest. I'm very modest, but I have fantastic spiritual gifts, and solar is huge. It's a huge part of my light worker task in this lifetime, and there are individuals that are really causing huge disrespect to that gift, and these people have huge amends and huge disrespect displayed, that I'm really concerned for their behaviours and conduct and their transgressions against not only faith and family, but also the Declaration and the Constitution. So there's problems being caused in this community by people that are demonstrating hate crime, and that's a very aggressive behaviour. It's a very debased conduct, and these individuals that have no integrity, that lower themselves to offend and disrespect and manipulate by cheap ploys, while being in my proximity where they have no right to be. I'm really concerned about people that are facilitating this vendetta. It has already had casualties, and there is huge amends owed, and that comes in many respects. So the people that have no respect for privacy or anonymity or confidentiality, that have trespassed onto my farm holdings, and that have disrespected my family unit and my family name, I have huge concerns today on the 9th of August that these people would think, after 5 years of all these wrongdoings and offences, that there is any hope of benefit from offending me. I'm a qualified professional. I have a clean track record, and my work and purpose gave birth to COVID. So those people that are disrespecting the origins of COVID, I'm concerned for you. And for those that have failed to address the wrongdoings and that have assisted wrongdoings against an innocent mother in a democracy, I have huge concerns for you. So anyone that has been of obstacles or obstruction or any endangerment to my child and I or my properties, that have disrespected my matrimony, any one of that initiative, I am concerned for you. There are problems that needn't have been problems, and there were solutions that weren't sought, and there are exacerbatory measures occurring that are offensive to women and children. So as a mother, as a mother that's tolerating really repulsive, disgusting behaviour, I'm concerned for the young girls in society, and I'm concerned for the women that are participating in these debased behaviours to cause artificial gain, superficial gain. And I don't know if they've calculated the risk, and I don't know if they've calculated the debt, and I don't know if they've calculated their limitations. So that they're really stepping over the line now. It's the 9th of August 2022. They're stepping over the line and they're pushing the boat, and the ship has already sunk, and they're still causing problems. So anyone a part of the problem, you know how it's treated. Cause and effect is at play, as we've seen since 2018 and since 2006 in this community, by individuals that can't behave properly. So behaviour and attitude is an issue that I'm concerned about with people that have a mental block in their arrangement of offence against a royal mom, that they don't know, that they have no interaction with, and that they're causing very dangerous offence against. So the sooner the better. Any intelligent human being out there that has seen any of these uploads of this documentary, courage and bravery is priceless. Integrity, you can't buy it, you know? And if you don't have it, I don't know how people sleep at night. So for those people that are offending me, and my child, my beautiful baby boy, he's 6 years of age, he's no longer a baby, he's a missing person, and that are trespassing on our farms and not paying their way or their dues, I hope to remind the civilised, evolved human beings out there that this situation is a liability issue to other innocent lives, and any bad business that has involved exploitation from my spiritual gifts or exploitation from my spiritual purpose, I hope everyone is aware of the limit to their actions, and also the level of liability and liable that is involved in this huge obstruction of justice that's occurring yet again in a community that has been struck due to awful behaviour. It's a sad sign of the times, and if the United Nations would think it important to respect the declaration, it would be really admirable. I'm experiencing human rights violations since I became a married mother in 2015, and bad business and bad politics has spoiled the day. It's a sad sign of the times in County Kerry.